7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have.
Silly Billy Billy is a million miles away. When I had a little mind that I needed him to say, but I don't now, cause I'm a dad, I'm a grown-up boy. Saving all my money, gonna buy myself a new toy. Took a jet to the bottom of the visionary mind, where I'm making up the words to a song that doesn't rhyme. If you can't see me, then you better leave a note. Wait, scratch that, cause I'm never gonna be at home. Home, such a funny little dot. Everybody thinks now that I ought to rock. Nah, true, if you know what's best for you. Shut my eyes down now, can I get a deep blue? Sipping 7 up like a full-grown man. Even got a beard now, got it looking so grand. On account of the land in the middle of my palm, and I can't admit I don't belong. Gotta jump now, it's almost 75 degrees. If you're looking at the wing, I bet you feel the breeze. Got enough sun now to make the skin wanna dive. Outside one time, let's fly, high rise. Got an itty-bitty care on the itty-bitty earth. If you don't know what to wear, then you don't know what it's worth. If you don't know what it's worth, then you don't know what you're missing. Everybody in the right mind gonna wishing. Okay.
Don't waste your time away in life. It's worth the wait. Never too late.
And I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm on the phone. Not nobody to talk to, I'm on my own. I can blast his music louder now. Walk prouder now, I'm allowed to now. Go fresh lemonade in a green glass eyes. Got a pair of blue shades, David F says nice. When I'm a long ways away from the home that I used to know. I can go where no one ever would have dreamed to go. Boom bang, and I got the right away. No point in telling me I'm wasting time today. You lose change if you know the things I know. Every little bit of it I hit when I'm not at home. Home, such a funny little thought. Everybody thinks now that I ought to rock. Not true if you know what's best for you. Shut my eyes down now, can I get a deep blue?
Don't waste your time away in life. It's worth the wait. Never too late. Don't waste your time away in life. It's worth the wait. Never too late. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
What is going on, everybody? See one person watching, don't know exactly who it is. Somebody on top of things. I just seen a comment come through on my on YouTube. I'm not sure who it was. Find out. Well, at least you would have a backup. Johnny Blaze commenting on my last video. Yeah. So I tried to go live earlier. Or first of all, welcome back, guys. I tried to go live earlier, and I tried to beat my daughter waking up. I laid her down. I was gonna do a quick frame swap, basically taking all the electronics off of this one here, and I was gonna be putting them on this one here. Basically going from a Schizo Nova replica frame, going on to a Johnny 5, I think that's what this is, X5. They're just knockoff Amazon frames. I'm not going to be putting the links in the description simply because can't find this frame on Amazon anymore, and I don't know if you can get this one on Amazon anyways. But after watching some videos on YouTube a while back, getting a better heartfelt understanding on the frames and whatnot, and the work that people put into these frames, and then you have other companies that come through afterwards and basically replicate the designs, which is not fair to the original creator. It's not fair to the original designer, and then on top of that, it's not fair to the to the individuals that are cutting those frames. So Today tonight it's gonna be a quick live stream. I'm not gonna stay on here very long because I want to go and go in the house and play some COD. So all I'm doing tonight is basically stripping everything off of this one here. And it's gonna get basically transplanted right onto here. That's why I called it a triple bypass. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I got one more message to send out that I failed to. Every time I go live, and then a group of friends that we're in this chat together, they find out that I'm live. They end up like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me?" So I'm just gonna put it in here right now. There, done. Now they know. Now they can't come back and say, "Hey, why didn't you tell me?" But anyways, like I said, it's gonna be a quick one. It's gonna be a quick live stream. Oh, that camera there's a little off. Move it up. Well, no, I gotta go the other way. Then I gotta move it in here just a little bit. There we go. All right, adjusting shit live. So, like I said, guys, welcome back. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. The other night I went to do a live stream, and then I hit go live on the Streamlabs OBS, and for whatever reason I must not have clicked it. I must not have did something. I don't know what I did wrong. I might have even hit cancel. Thought I went live. I was having an issue with this system here. I'll actually hold on. Let me switch here. Do desk. We'll go to this one here. Basically, the issue that I was having on this on this quad, while I flew it that one time, it just kept jerking and just kind of just like twitching. You know, it would just like not drastically, but it would just it was going like haywire. I don't know what it was. I wasn't flying very far away from me. I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I brought it back inside that night, and when I went to, I was gonna troubleshoot it live. So it turns out what it was doing, after I had, after I put the arms on, did all the electronics as far as the motors, then the LED pads, and then the wires from the LED pads coming up here to the ESCs. Basically, what it was doing, when I had trimmed the wires, one of the wires was a little bit too long. So then I ended up grabbing the side cutters, and I trimmed off, like, legitimately. I'm going to try and use these as an example. I ended up trimming about this much of the hair off of it. You guys can see it on this side here. I trimmed off about that much of the internal wiring. It was just way too long. Will be highly appreciated as always. Oh, he's let me see here. Jay, let me refresh this. Give me one. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Where's my notifications? Oh, right there. Okay. I'm just reading. I'm reading through the replies on that last video right now. We highly appreciated. Let's see here. We're just gonna put I'm live now, and I can show you what I have. There we go. All right, I just sent him a reply. That way he'll get it, just saying I'm live right now, and I can show him. He is in need of some analog equipment, which I have no problem, But I'm gonna tell you this now. I am horrible when it comes to getting stuff mailed out. I am absolutely horrible at mailing stuff out. Now, when I say horrible at mailing stuff out, what is this here? This is the shell. This is a hydro dip shell for a analog set of goggles. This is the Attitude V5s. I can actually show it here. One that I actually hydro dipped. This is going to Matt. I think it's going to Matt over at Optimized Drone. Johnny FPV here, there's Jay right now. Jay, I was just saying I'm horrible when it comes to mailing shit out. This is stuff that's got to go out to Dale Hadley, aka Johnny FPV, I think it is. So, and while I'm thinking about it, instead of doing top chat, I'm going to change this to live chat. Jay, I see you in here. But, yeah, I'll go over my, I will go over my, analog stuff. It's just sitting right there. It's all in the bag, waiting for it to become good use for somebody. But I'm horrible when it comes to mailing shit out. So, but needless to say, when I trimmed I know this is probably not the best thing to use. I'll use this here. But when I trimmed my wires for my ESCs, I had way too much sticking out. Basically, when somehow there was already a cut in the wire, so when I went to pull on it, it pulled so much of the plastic coating or the rubbery coating off of the wire, so I had like that much of that fine wiring sticking out. So then I ended up taking the side cutters, and I probably ended up trimming off a good 1/2 to 3/4 of that, and one of them little wires ended up coming loose and fell and landed right over here on my TX and RX. I'm hoping the lighting's good enough to where you guys are going to be able to see the white and the gray wire, which is right up in this area here. See, there's the gray wire, there's a white wire on my R9MM receiver. One of those is the S-Bus, goes to the S-Bus tab of the receiver. The other one is for the telemetry of the receiver. But for some reason, that one little piece of wire, and I didn't even really see it while I was soldering, which I've talked about in the past. I've seen some people using items such as these helping hands for soldering. Mine look, I have heat shrink on the ends of these here, the tips, just to kind of, so it's not like so jaggedy, depending on what it is that it's using to hold on to. But so it's not just straight teeth. I got another couple pieces of this here, so when I'm holding on to the electronics, it's it's not crunching down into something, it's just grabbing onto something. But I've seen people use those. This thing here, the middle one right here, that's supposed to hold a magnifying glass. I got rid of the magnifying glass. I don't have them out here because I'm not going to be doing any soldering right now, but I had watched another video and took their advice, and I went out and bought a pair of reading glasses. The strength of the reading glasses are 1.5. I don't need them to read with. I don't. But they are amazing to do your soldering for fine, just trust me. Go to the dollar store, pick up like $1 pair of reading glasses that is like a 1.25 magnification or a 1.50. They're not going to hurt your eyes. They're not going to damage your eyes because you're not going to be using them for for everything. All you're going to basically be doing is just using them for your builds. And the difference it makes is phenomenal. Just a cheap pair of reading glasses. And I keep looking around. I know I have another pair. I just don't know. You would think that they would be in an eyeglass case. But no, not in there either. But needless to say, I'm just going to jump right into this. There's not a whole lot that I have to do. Like, it's going to be, 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 screws that are going to end up, 20 screws that are going to end up coming out of this thing and going on here. Well, okay, so, Jay, you already used glasses. So, do you have to use them for like far away distance, or do you have to use them for like near, like, what is that, far-sighted when you're I forget how that works. I think nearsighted is for people. When they say nearsighted, I think that they're referring to you can't see far away. Farsighted means you would need them for reading. That's my thought. I don't know. I've got to get rid of this. No, I'm going to keep this one. No, I'm going to take this one off. Okay. The crazy thing is I've already printed up some other 3D parts. You guys can see them right here. Let's see here. This one's going to go back there. This one's going to end up going here. Why was that one so hard? I guess the harder it is. Just to keep color uniformed and everything, you guys can see my standoffs. On this size standoff, I only have, I have 4 blue ones, and then I have 4 black ones. But to keep everything looking uniform, I 3D printed. These aren't the standoffs. You guys can see the black one still on the quad itself. All it is just a sleeve. Just to, for the color. Just to keep everything color coordinated. But I don't need the ones in the very back. Those are the only ones I technically need. Because these ones here, let's pop these off. There's 1, there's 2. I just need to clean these up a little bit. Usually I use just a small little piece of sandpaper or the torch just to or my fingernail like I'm doing now, just to clean them up a little bit. But these are gonna sit here. Hopefully they're the right size. I have not, and I might have to do this. Pull this. I'm gonna pull the standoffs off because when they're sitting on the build plate, the bottom is not. It kind of gets smushy, so it's harder to fit through the bottom than it is the top. So, but just to give you guys a quick example of how this is going to look, and I have this purple. I really don't do a whole lot with the purple, which is the whole part of the reason why I'm doing it like this color. Plus this quad here, some of you guys have already commented on the last video. Yes, I would use that color anyways. Okay, so why is that? I'm wondering if it's just not, if I needed to go a tad bit longer, and it looks like I do. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to put that middle standoff in, or that second one in. I'm just going to, for visual purposes, this is what you guys are going to see. This is how it's going to look. So this one has to come out. Let's see here. Yeah, the I'm asking for is for a banger I built. So when you say banger, are you referring to one that's just going to end up getting all banged up, crashed up, and you kind of almost don't care what happens to it kind of build? I guess you could say like a basher drone. Come on, go through there. Because I've learned that I have to have one of those. Because I build so many of these things and they all end up looking so nice, and I end up trying to stay away from objects and not feel too comfortable getting close to things because I don't want it to get damaged. That's my problem. So me, I would say I need a basher drone. One that I could, you know, if it hits a tree, it hits a tree. But then again, at the same time, I feel like if I'm banging or if I'm building something, I feel like it's got to look its best. BQE. Is that an actual, is like that a brand, or is that a name? BQE Bandolero. Just missing a cam. I have plenty of cameras. And I'll make sure you get one. So, but there we go. For the visual side of things, this is how it's going to end up looking before the electronics go in it. Or after the electronics are in. Come on, get there. There we go. There. And I'm using PLA, not TPU. All of this is more of a harder plastic. This here is not, I mean, it looks flimsy and flexible, but that's only because this is a raft used for the building purposes or the adhesion purposes of the printing. This is the PLA. It's pretty. Okay, there you go. You can see how hard I was pressing it down. It's not very breakable. So, but the PL or the TPU would be like your typical. I'm looking for some TPU. Here we go. This would be your TPU, completely flexible. This stuff here is not nowhere near as flexible. So, all right. So there's this one. I'm just gonna set this to the side. Razor blade. We're gonna do all of this, and we are gonna try not to. We're gonna try not to cut myself in this whole process, or damage any of the electronics. So just missing. Yeah, I like that. And I'm using different size standoffs. Originally that Johnny 5 frame. These were the standoffs that came with the frame. Purple again, or it's more like a plum, I guess you could say. They're probably about 10 millimeters bigger. You can see I mean, you can like legitimately. There. You can see the difference in size. Maybe that's only 5 millimeters, but it's kind of. I'm slamming it a little bit. So, and these back ones are not going to be on there. I completely forgot about that. Simply because the back dimensions are the exact same dimensions on the Astro where these two here are. They're going to just slide right into there. So now I'm going to hold on to the camera, and what's the easiest way to do this? I'm just going to go right along the outside edge and then just cut it. I'm going to cut the TPU off, or the shrink wrapping off. I'm not worried about the shrink wrapping on the I don't think I'm going to worry about shrink wrap on the Astro frame at all, simply because that's probably going to be, I hate to say it, but it's going to probably end up being my basher. So, alright, there's one part of it. Screw it, let's just do it this way. I'm trying to be delicate because of the I painted the this one here that white color, but because I don't have the top plate, I could always go through, resand this down, and wait for the other top to get here. But by the time the top gets here, I can have this thing redone. And yeah, you know what? I am going to do it this way because I do not want to cut those wires. So 3mm arms. I'm just cutting along the edge of the arm itself. I don't think it's going to damage anything. I'm not that aggressive as a pilot, so I don't think I have to worry about a razor blade. Small little hairline cut in the carbon fiber. Woo! That could have been bad. You guys have already almost watched me blow myself up with my soldering iron / torch live. Why not? Why not almost cut myself open with the with a razor knife? Okay, so there's that one. That one. This one. Did I already cut this one or not? Yes, I did. Alright. Make sure that folds off. Did I cut you? Yes. Are you far enough? Oh, there's 2 pieces on this one. I didn't realize. I forgot one of them had 2 pieces because I ran out of it. And guys, this the heat shrink that I'm using, I know that you can go online, you can find, oh, I gotta catch up on some of these comments from Jay. Don't cut yourself, please. Let's see here. Did you do any on that quad before smashing it? I did fly this one, just that. I used to fly it a while back. When I originally flew this quad, I had a very inexpensive, I want to say it was HGLRC. I want to say that that was the brand of the flight controller stack that I picked up on Amazon. Come on, there we go. I want to say that that was the brand of the electronics that it was a stack. It was probably like a 30 amp stack, maybe a 20 amp stack. But it wasn't, I felt like it wasn't strong enough. And I also, the motors that I also had on here, there were cheap motors off of eBay. I think I paid $20 for a brand new set of motors plus shipping. The motors had no indication on who they were from. Like, these are Cricket motors, and on the side of them they say Cricket motors. They say what size they are. They say what kV they are. These motors had no visual indication. There was no literature inside of the brand new boxes. The boxes didn't even say anything on them. They just had XXX. That was it. So, but yes, this got, guys, the heat shrink tube. I stumbled across this idea. Our 18650 batteries. I'm looking for some here. These 18650 batteries, you guys can find these all day long at a vape shop. A vape shop. These are the same batteries that are inside of one of these. Some vape shops, they have an abundance of different colors, textures. Like this one here, it's kind of a silky, purpley. Like you guys can, I think that's going to show up pretty good on YouTube. But it's, you know, it's a different color. But then you have your standard colors like this one here. This is just a standard brown. You guys can pick these things up. It's heat shrink tubing for these batteries at vape shops. And some of the, like this one here, look at that. That's some pretty tough shit. I find it perfect for the arms. Before you build the quad, before you build it, you know, how could I say it? Typically, if I was building this from scratch, when I did this one here, the motor wires were all like the arm screws were loose. They were just in place. I would unscrew one at a time. I put the motor on, and then I'd feed the wire through, solder all the wire, heat shrink the top layer here, because I'm saying the top portion, simply because, like down up in this area here, I'd put that piece on there, and then I would put the other piece in place. I would shrink the top, set the bottom in place where it needed to be, heat that one up, and then physically like tighten it down to the rest of the frame. I would tighten it down, and then I would go ahead and do the other one, then the other one, the other one. This frame here is going to be a little wonky. I'm just saying it now. If you look at it, this should technically be where my electronics sit. But because when I put the frame together, my other motors that I had, there was no bearing shaft at the bottom of the motor that I had to worry about. So I left the holes. You guys can see the hole here. There's another one there. These are these center holes. They actually do serve a purpose. That's for the shaft that goes down. Let me grab the camera so it don't move. Oh, I can't show you on that one. Hold on. This is my spare motor for my Player 1 frame. I'll pull this out and show you guys. Okay. This hole in your arms, if you know anybody that's watching this right now, whether it's now or later, this hole actually serves a purpose. If you look at the motor, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to focus in on that. But you guys can kind of see that screw at the bottom. Some of them are screws, some of them have pins. But there's still a shaft that sticks out of the bottom of the motor. That's why that hole is in the center. You guys can kind of hear it. So when I put all of this, when I put the frame together and then decided I was going to dip it, do a spray paint hydro dip, I did not think about the holes. I was not aware of what those holes were for. I didn't know about what the intention behind those holes were. So when I did it, I ended up mounting the arms upside down, and which would entail this here would be where, like I said, this should be where my electronics are mounting. I'm just flipping the frame over, so now the top is closer to my body. This right here is, you know, where the electronics are going to go in here, and then that's down there. So now when I go to do my 3D prints for my landing skids, I'm just going to have to make them a little bit thicker, a little bit fatter, I guess you could say. So it's not landing on, let me see here, that's probably a good 5-6 millimeters thick, you know, so they're going to have to be some beefy landing skids. So, but alright, so now I got those off. Now I just need to take off these. I'm trying to be careful with this Cadex Vista cord that's going to the camera itself. And I only have 3 screws in each. And I should be able to get them all while this thing's upside down. I wish I had a longer bit, you know, that was electric, but at the same time, before smashing it, Jay, I will make sure that I get I'll make sure that I get some stuff, and I'll have to find you. I don't know if it's going to be on here. I will find you. I will get like your contact information somehow, some way, and we'll chat about the cameras to figure out exactly what you need, what size you need. Because if I'm not mistaken, I have probably 2 or 3 different sizes. I have like 6 micro size, maybe 5 micro size. So I'll be able to make sure that, you know, you get what it is that you need. I'd hate to have to send you one and turns out it's the wrong size, or it's not going to work out for what you need. But like I said, if you need like the small itty bitty ones, the micro size, I think I have 6 of them. Amazon screwed up and sent me those. Catch you later, bro. Gotta work in the morning. On a side, hit me up on Discord. Jay, if you're still in here, I can't. I no longer have access to the FPV Hangout Discord. I got banned from it. I'm not gonna talk about anything. I'm just gonna leave it as I don't have access to it because I was banned. Me and a couple of others, but it's alright. It's all good. I will catch you, and I will find you somehow, somewhere. I will find you. God, that sounds horrible. But it, you know, there's meaning behind it. So after I get out these last 2 for the motor, I'm not going to pull the screws out from the motor, simply because they're going to help hold it in place while I take the screws off of the Cadex Vista. And then after I do that, then I got to figure out a mounting solution for the Cadex Vista. Nope, this one's way too small. Alright. There we go. This one will work a lot better. Alright. 3 to go. And then everything is going to be a very simple transition right over to the new frame. Am on other servers, not just that one. Bot grinders, Goon Squad. I'm easy to find. What about the optimized drone? I'm not in the Discord of Optimized Drone. I don't even know if Optimized Drone has a Discord, but on their group page, I can find you on their group page. Or the Optimized Drone group, I guess you could say. You got Instagram. You could find me on Instagram very easily. OnlyFans, Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding. Not those. All right. We will catch up. I will find you. Worst case scenario, I'll catch you on set. I'll get a hold of you on Sunday. So, all right. So as of right now, I think I can go ahead and take out the majority of the motor mounting screws. 1, 2. Come on. Push. Yes, Optimized Drone. Perfect. I will find you on there. As a matter of fact, I just made a post on the Optimized Drone page, or not the page, the Optimized Drone group, just kind of saying, hey, if anybody's bored, they want to come hang out. So yeah, you can always just reply to that one there, and then I can find you from there, because I know you as JFPV. I don't know if I know your actual name. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm partially pulling out the Vista screws. Well, except for that one there. That one there actually fell all the way out. Okay. Alright, so all of the electronics should technically be off. Alright, there's the frame as it sits. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get the camera back up in the front where it kind of belongs. With this, all you guys get out of the way for a moment. Screws, rubber, the little rubber washer thingies, spacers. Move that out of the way. I should be okay with all the electronics and everything being where they are. So now I just gotta run the screws up through here. These are for the electronics, as far as the 4-in-1 ESC and dropped that, but I seen where it went, but I have extras. Always print, guys, if you have printers, always print extra stuff. Alright, and then one more back here in the corner. Well, why was the last one the easiest one to go on? Alright. See here. 1, 2. And like I said, these are the little rubber standoffy kinda, I don't know what you want to call them. I'm missing one. Oh, there it is. And I use my tweezers to push these down. Alright, I'm going to try and leave this here. Try and do a facelift. Actually, I am going to move this one here. It wasn't 100% needed to be moved, but it's all good. Okay. I'm just going to deal with one component at a time. There's the screws. Partially down. Wait, where's my... Okay, camera's all the way back there. Alright, it's out of the way. There's this one. Alright. And you know what I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it? Right now, because my Vista is going to hang out in the back, I'm going to run my camera cord up to the front, sandwiched in between the ESC and the flight controller. That's the word I was looking for. And I'm already noticing something. My camera is I'm gonna have to modify my camera and spread that out some, which is gonna be fine, which will be easy. So motor wires are a little bit long, but that's okay. Longer is better than not long enough. Okay, and like I said, it was gonna be an easy transition, an easy go from one to the other. Alright, so now technically that can't go anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, I think my screws are longer, or not my screws, but my arms on this quad here are longer than, or fatter. Fatter would definitely be the right word. I hate using the word fatter, but in, I think, the quad realm, I think it's socially acceptable. So, but I'm going from 3mm thick arms to 4mm thick arms, so I won't need these on here right now. Okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just placing one screw in each one of the motors, just giving it a little snugness. But the only reason why I'm just putting the one in is so I don't have electronics flopping around while I am moving this around. And these are just, you know, as I do my own builds and everything, and you know, this is not the first time I've ever taken electronics from one to put on another. You know, so these are just little things that I've learned to do on my own along the way. You know, everybody's going to build their quads a little bit different, but this is just, you know, I know it's going to create more work. I'm going to have to take them off later. Jose Jimenez, yes, if you're still in here, I just now looked at that. Sent me a Nemesis V3. So, that's... Okay. Perfect. Jose Jimenez. Windows. Actually, here, I'll do it this way here, because I know I won't lose this. Oh, it'll. Fuck it. I'll just do it this way. Camera. Perfect. All right. Congratulations, you won. No. All right. So let's move this. Pick you up. Get you up and out of the way for just a moment. There, you're going to get mounted. Okay. Smush you up just a little bit. Okay, why is that screw there not tight? Is that one too long? I might have a screw issue. I might have a tool issue too. Yeah, this screw here might be a little bit too long for that standoff. I'll put a shorter one in it, see if that helps. I couldn't get that one tightened down any further. There we go, much better. That one tightened down. Alright, try this again. Push you back, get you out of the way, slide you down. You're done. They're seated. Perfect. You're gonna go up and over, and yes, and if somebody happens to notice this, I do not have a capacitor on here. I'm not running video. I don't need a capacitor. I mean, I should have one. I should. You know, to my understanding, the capacitors only help for video, for analog, because I'm not running analog. Why have the added weight of a little capacitor? But they just sometimes get in the way. Sometimes capacitors, you have a hard time figuring out where to mount them. Some people just don't even mount them up by the motor. Some people just mount them at the end of their XT60 clip way down here. So, alright, so now I'm just going to roll this over. Figures the antenna's going to get in the way. Hope you guys can still kind of see that. And now it's just lining up the motors and the screws. Which is always a challenge for me. But I mean, for the most part, that's it. I mean, like I said, for the most part, it's pretty much, it's a walk in the park now. Yeah, that one was definitely not in the right spot. Well, like I said, lining up the motor holes is always a challenge for me. So there's two. Let's do one more for number 3. So that's going to be the front. That's where the most protection I want. I wouldn't say protection, but being that I'm only putting 3 screws in, it would make sense to put it in the front of the quad versus the rear of the quad, simply because any impact is going to come from the front, not in between the 2 arms. There, there, there. Tighten that, tighten that, tighten that. Don't even see them sticking through the bottom. Perfect. Okay. That's one thing you always want to make sure is your motor or your motor mounting screws are never sticking through the mounting holes of your motor. I've learned that the hard way once. Luckily, I wouldn't say luckily. Nothing about that is luckily. Thankfully, the guys over at Rotor Riot, because these are Cricket motors, this is actually the quad that mistake happened, or these motors are the mistake that happened with. They understand that mistake. They know that mistake, and they expect that mistake. And when I told them what had happened and whatnot, they were gracious enough to send me a replacement for that motor. It was one screw that I could not find another screw that was the right size, and I took the chance on one that was too long, and paid the price. Okay, that one's way off. There we go. And I'm missing a screw. And I missed the hole. Alright. Found the screw. There. Okay, why is that one? That screw was way too short. Oh, okay. It must have went up there. Okay, make sure. Yep, don't even see it sticking out the bottom. Alright, perfect. I just have one screw to move. Actually, no, I think that should be alright. Front. Yep, I'm going to move the rear one. Okay. I'm going to move one more. Two more. Damn it. And I'm not putting Loctite on these. I am not putting any Loctite simply because this frame, this is one of those 5-gallon bucket spraying spray paint into a 5-gallon bucket with water in it type of hydro dips. This is not actually done with a film and adhesive spray. This is not that whole process. It was dipped. Let's see here. It was dipped and then hung up and then clear coated about 30 times. So, okay. So, purple. So it looks like this one here is just going to get some zip ties. Because I have black in it, I'm going to find some black zip ties somewhere. I know that I'm not going to have them right out here readily available to me. So, I have black zip ties in the house. 3, 4. I'll keep the rest of those out just in case. Harbor Freight. For those of you guys that, you know, I don't know where everybody gets their zip ties from. I get mine from Harbor Freight because I can get that big old jug for like 10 bucks. Alright. I always do these things, not wrong, but I always put them in the wrong areas. Yes, so you're going to go like this. That way. And then there. Alright. And I want these things, these things are all going to face towards the rear, so. I don't want that screw getting stuck in my motors. Okay, so you're going to go this way, this way, this way. Alright. Nope. Get you back there with the rest of the wires. I'm talking to my quad. If you guys are watching this or still listening, am I the only one that talks to my quad when you're working on it? Trying to get the I'm trying to get the zip tie to sit on the wire itself and not so close to the LED pad. There, done. Alright. Side cutter, 1, 2, and like I said, I'll end up putting black ones on it later. 3, 4. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I'm looking at everything else, and I'm trying to... Okay, that's going to be okay like that. That's not going to be an issue. I'm know, it stinks that there's not a 20 by 20 hole in the back of this thing. But it's alright. It is what it is. You know, I don't think there is such thing as a perfect frame that just 100% accommodates every thing. If there is a perfect frame, it's not on my desk. Like I said, this here is a knockoff version of the Johnny 5 that I picked up on Amazon. One of those frames, like getting into the hobby. My Astro X was actually my first frame, or not the Astro X, the Nova, the Schizo Nova was my first frame getting into the hobby, and that was the one that I picked up on Amazon a long time ago. Well, last year. Got into it, fell in love with it. Now obsessed with this hobby. Not obsessed like horribly, but there. Alright. Well, this thing's put together. The only thing I have to do now is make the carriage for the... I just now noticed something. The camera cord snuck back on the other side of the standoff, and it was on the outside, and I just took the standoff off. Now I'm putting it back in the middle. Alright, there we go. So now the only thing I have to do is... what is that called? I'm not comfortable with any of the 3D, what would you call it, drafting software, such as FreeCAD or any of those CAD programs. So I'm going to have to put these pieces, these front pieces, on, what is that called? Tinkercad. Space them out appropriately, which is fine. I have to increase the height of it anyways, because they're a little shorter, so I'm going to make them a little taller. So when I print them, or when I put them on there, these pieces are everything's gonna be taller, and I'm actually gonna make a spot where this will cut out, and it's got to be a little longer as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that's pretty much it. Aside from the camera not being able to go into place, I would use the carbon fiber mounting plates, but with this particular build, let's see here. Yeah, with this particular build, my standoffs are a lot shorter. I'm not making one that's that tall. Obviously, you guys can see here. You can see the height of the standoff versus the carbon fiber. I'm not making one that's that tall. I'm actually smashing it down just a little bit. I could probably get rid of about 5 millimeters of standoff and go with a shorter one, but I'm comfortable with that height. That height is perfectly fine for me. But I'm not going to use the carbon fiber camera mounts. I'm just going to have to customize these, and yeah. Did that screw come out? Yes, it did. Which is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to my quad again. Alright. So now I know I just got to raise these things here back another 1/4 of a millimeter longer. And let's see here, 1/4 millimeter longer, and I have to go up to 20 millimeters. I think that's what that is. Yep, 20 millimeters, and then I'm going to actually move the camera mounts and have those spaced out accordingly to where this can sit right up in there. And I think I'm going to like this better. Let's see here. Let me check on these comments here. Matt sent me the Nemesis V3. I already got that. Mr. Jimenez. Vicious Stitches. What is up, you disappearing hooker? can't believe you've, like, hi, nice to see you. Nice to have you in here, Mr. Vicious. Mr. Johnny Blaze, what is going on? Hey, I was just talking to JFPV. Obviously, you guys can probably see that in the comments above. Timeout. I was talking to him, and I was counseling myself on my lack of, what would be the right word? I'm horrible when it comes to going to the fucking mailbox. JFPV is needing some camera for his build that he's got going on. He's got a 5-inch, I think it is. It is a, I'm looking here in the comments in case you guys can't see it. A BQE Bandolero. I'm going to look and see what this is. Let's see here. A BQE Bandelero. BQE. Alright, well here, let's see here. Screen capture. No, not right now. Not that interested. Huh. Look at this motherfucker. That's actually kind of unique. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. 235 motor to motor. Okay. Super low center of gravity, 12 millimeter deck height, replaceable 4mm arms that don't rely on your 4-in-1 stack bolts, which is really fucking nice. Well, let's see here. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So they're saying that, you know, it's the arms are just these three. The arms are just these 3 bolts right here, and then your stack screws are in here. Okay, and it's got the reset. I mean, it's the cutouts, so you can repair your stack. You can take your stack off. You could change your stack without having to remove the arms. That's nice. Dual 30x30 or 20x20 with pass-through ports. Okay, that's what it's called, pass-through ports. Whatever. Fits a full Vista system. Upgrade kit. Damp mounts 30. What is it? A 30-degree top. Oh, okay, for your camera. So it's got a 30-degree incline, but I guarantee you guys can go on Thingiverse and get replacement angles for those. So if you don't want to run a 30, we can print you a 25 or a 20 or 45 if you wanted. But it's a nice looking, I mean, it's a nice looking, very slim, very slammed quad. What did they say it was? 12 millimeters? Wow. Okay, so needless to say, this is what this is. Oh wait, does it tell me what size or what kind of camera? Oh, look at it right there. Print your own OEM parts. Thingiverse. Yes, we have mounting kits for DJI FPV. Okay. All right, I'm not seeing what size camera that he's gonna need, but we'll get him a couple. Now here's the thing. What we were talking about. What we were talking about is how horrible I am when it comes to getting to the fucking post office. I'm horrible when it comes to getting stuff over there. Now, Johnny, you probably already know how horrible I am at getting over to the post office. Let's see here. Johnny, here's your look at fucking right there. Hold on. Look at This is how horrible I am at getting over to the post office. I don't even know. Oh, because it's sealed up. This, you got 2 sets of 3D parts in here. 3D printed parts. This has been waiting to go to Matt over at Optimized Drone for quite some time. It's an empty shell for the Attitude V5s that was hydro dipped. This hydro dip. It's my pattern. It's the pattern that I hydro dip at just about everything with. So, yeah, I'm horrible at getting to the fucking post office. But needless to say, the transplant is done. I'm going to go ahead and pull these off now so they're all in one place. So after I get on Thingiverse, not Thingiverse, but Tinkercad, and get some stuff measured out. Basically, all I'm going to end up having to do is widen this portion here out. Let me try and center this as good as I can for you guys. And that way this Vista unit can sit right up in there where it's supposed to be. Yeah. But I like the fact that this frame, let me see if I can get this one on top. Alright, this is about as good as it's going to get as far as size difference here. Okay. Roughly in the same general area. Okay. Roughly in the same general area. They're both 5-inch frames. The Schizo Nova, which is the white one that's on top, it's obviously wider of a, I guess you could say, a mounting area for your electronics and whatnot. That area is very wide. It looks to be more of a stretched X configuration. Yeah, more of a stretched X. But the one thing that and this is just my preference. Some people love seeing the propellers in the view of the camera. Me, I think they get in the way. And like I said, this is just my personal opinion. I think they get in the way. So, obviously, just putting the props roughly in place where they would typically be on the quad. I'm seeing a lot of prop. I'm probably seeing all of about maybe a good 3/4 of an inch of the prop in view of the camera the entire time, if not more. Now, what I think I'm going to like about this frame, hell, I could just put these right on the motors, because we've already gotten that far. I don't think I'm going to see any of the props in view of the camera. And I don't think it's because the nose is stretched out. I think it's more or less because it's more of a compact design. And it's more of a, let's see here. I don't even know if these calipers will stretch that far. I don't even have to do that. Okay, so right now I'm looking at front to back. Looks like 137.5. Side to side, it's not even it won't even let me go that far. So on this one here, yeah, no, there's no way. I'm more squished in, almost like a Star Wars fighter ship or something. It's more squished in. So I guess stretched X versus squished X. So obviously it's longer this way than it is longer this way. So, but that's what it is. But guys, that's as far as I can get with this build right now. Like I said, this is going to have to stretch out just a little bit. I think I'm going to have to go another 0.5 millimeter longer. And I'm just going to measure these out. So when I build this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put like a little something in here. Like a recessed area. Maybe I might thicken this area here up just a tad. Just to... It's going to work. I don't know how... In my mind, I know what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm just going to end up having this. Looking at it in the view, I'm going to take it and stretch it out just a little bit longer. Maybe that, like I said, that 0.5 millimeter. And then I have to concentrate on this area here to make it a little bit wider. So I might make this area here a little fatter. And then take it and put a cube, cut out a cube on the inside, have that already at 30 degrees. I might just, you know, just round that whole thing out on the inside. That way it'll accommodate the whole entire, so I can adjust the angle. Not sure. So let's see here. I guess good for traveling and knowing how close you are to stuff when flying. Yeah. I mean, I guess that would, I mean, I guess that could be a benefit too, but I'm not going to lie. I try to, wait, hold on. Johnny Blaze, what's up? Just messing with 3D printers lately. 6 of them. Yeah, I did see your post, Vicious, about testing one of those, but I'll talk to you later on about that. Just, nothing personal against Johnny or anything. It's just more or less I just don't want to throw that all out here on YouTube itself. So, but yeah, I never really look at the props when I'm flying. More or less, I do concentrate, more or less on the center of the screen. Sometimes I do have to look at the left and right just to see what's going on. But yeah, so I got a little bit of measuring to do, so I will put both of these 3D prints, I'll put the files next to each other like this. I'll end up measuring them out on here, exactly where, what that distance has to be. So if it has to be scooted over to this far, thicken the middle out a little bit, and then make a recessed area on the inside for these things to go. So when I come back and put these in place, I'll put the camera, I'll put one on, put the camera in place, and then I'll just swing this over where it's got to go, and then done. So, or I'll just do I'll mount the back one and then just slide, let the other one just roll around like a barn door, sandwich it in there, put the other standoff on, tighten everything down, and I also have to 3D print something for the back to hold the CADX Vista unit in place, even though it's in here and it don't feel like it's going anywhere just because of the wiring and whatnot. I think I would still feel safer knowing that that's in some kind of a supported area. We'll leave it at that. So, rolling out my 3D print business by year's end, working on my logo, full room setup, lighting, review videos being filmed, website coming. Hey, if you need somebody to build a website, let me know. Domain bought already. Name revealed soon. Dude, you got a lot of shit going on right now. And it's like I told you a while back, you got to concentrate on taking care of what you need before you keep taking care of everybody else's shit. But guys, that's it. That's it. Doop. I just got to go to Tinkercad. But that's pretty much all I got to do now. Is like I said, just measure out some stuff and where's the Nova? Schizo? Oh, that's Nova upper plate. I hate that it does this. Now I gotta find... Well, here, I'm just gonna open up the Astro X file. Because I like this view better, because this view better actually holds on to the stuff that I've been working on. Kind of. More designs in my gallery? What the hell did I do? I must have... Astro X. Maybe this is the file. Let's see. Yep, this is the one right here. Okay. Let's see here. Screen capture. Alright. These are the different files. This was the cage that I had kind of... Found the cage, found a mounting thingy or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. Found all this. And on Thingiverse, brought it over here. Obviously, you could see this piece here. Very similar to that one. Basically, I incorporated two different pieces to make one solid piece. And then these pieces right here are the two pieces that I'm going to be concentrating on here in a few minutes. So, oh, missed one there. I'm just going to hide those. Take you, move you over here, and then I will, those are in the right spot. So, turn these on. Something said the props were going to get in the way. What I'm doing right now is I'm basically just measuring the front so I can place these exactly where they want to be, because I suck at, like I said, those other CAD programs. So I got 32 millimeters. Let's bring shapes back out here. There. We're going to do 32 millimeters. We're going to turn you into a hole just so I could see what's going on. Alright, is that lined up over there? Yep, that's where that one needs to be. And then I'll just move you over. So now that's 32 millimeters. I don't need that one anymore, but I am going to need this one. Okay, I'll worry about that in a second. Now I got to figure out how I am going to thicken this area here. I think the easiest way to do it would be to duplicate it. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that just did. That was weird. There. Let's scoot you over. Put another one over here, maybe? Yeah, I think that should be okay. Group those together. And this is just me doing this to the best way I know how. Oh, I don't know where the hell that piece just went. I'll need that in a minute. I got a feeling I shouldn't have cut so much out of that first piece. But that's alright. How thick is this thing? 2? That should be okay. But I don't like having those jagged edges. What if I just did like that? I mean, I suppose that could work. Let's just delete those. I mean, it's just... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to delete that one. We're going to copy this one. And then just bring it down 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. Okay. Do the same thing on this one. Copy. 1, 2. Shit, that ain't gonna work. Oh, I just have to, the original hole has to be the first one. That one there. Okay. So, all the way up, make that there, and we're gonna go for, shit. 4, 4. See if that's the right size. Nope, looks like it's gonna be bigger. Or no, wait, I know how big they are. They're 7s, I think. I just made it longer so I can move it easier. Seven. No, 7. 7. There we go. Wait, 5? I forget how big they are. 5? 5? Maybe it's 6 millimeters. I don't know, but needless to say, this is how I have to do things in order to make do with this stuff. Well, here, they slide down into these things. Let me just, yeah, that's only 5 millimeters. Why does that seem like it's bigger? 5 millimeter. We'll do 5.5, just to be on the safe side. 5.5, 5.5. So I have a little bit of room for stupidity. I have a feeling it was 6. Okay. Uh, 5.75. 5.75. I'm just trying to get it as close to that original screw hole or hole size as I can. All right, that looks like it's going to be about as good as I can get it. Okay, so then this one here will have like a weird bumper on it. I can get rid of these two. Okay, we're going to copy that. Move that copy down here. And that's where the hole will be. We're going to take another one. Just to fill in the other side. And then we're going to go down. Probably go 8 by 8. And this is just gonna fill in the other hole that's on the other side. Copy that little piece down at the end or on the edge. There. All I'm trying to do is just fill in that little hole right there, or else that will be a hollow spot. Okay, make sure nothing's sticking out anywhere else. And then I gotta cut this area down here out. Where's the camera? And so I need a box. Wait, where's the bottom? Yeah, see, I almost goofed. So we're gonna go 20 by 21. So 21.5 by 21.5, just to be on the safe side. So the height is going to be 21 and a half. 21.5. 21.5. 21.5. And then here is where I'm going to cheat. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to go angle corner to corner. That's 26, so we're going to do 27. We're going to get rid, well, let's hold on to that for a second. I say 27. 27, tab, 27, enter. Alright. Alright, scoot you over. And then we're going to do this. Roll it 90 degrees. Move you back here. I've got to scoot these over. I don't think I need that one anymore. This should all become one solid piece. And then I need a copy of that mirrored this way. And I think that was 37 if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm going to say 32, 31.9. You dick, you went the wrong way. No, that's not right. Because of the way I'm measuring these, it's 28.8, so I'm going to say 29. This one will end up coming way over here to that screw edge. There. I'll move this instead of moving 2. Alright. Now the width of the camera is 21, 20. 20 even. Alright, and that is a 20. Okay, let's hide this for a second. And all I'm trying to do is just concentrate on this one over here, just to see how centered that looks. Go in the front, get right in line with it. And I should be able to bring it over to there. Alright, now let's unhide everything. Hide. 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 I don't know what that was for. I forget. And I don't need this one in the front anymore. Alright, so that's pretty much gonna that's how I'm gonna be doing this, I think. So that way when this when I print this, all that area there will be hollow, and that'll give room for the camera in there to pivot around in. My holes will all line up. So we're just going to make this one solid unit. Yes, I said unit. There you guys go. So you guys can see now. This is Tinkercad. So my Vista unit will sit right in here. It'll be able to pivot around, still screw it in place. Actually, let me see here. We're going to ungroup it again. It's more to one side than it is the other. It looks like I got more on the left side than I do on the right side, so scoot this over just a little. I'm going to grab empty space, nothing selected, this one. Let's turn that off. There, okay, that looks a lot better. Now make that as one piece. Perfect. I'm going to export that as a STL. Microsoft Edge Extra X2. Okay, it should be opening up here. Cancel. Kira should be opening. There. Alright. Let's prep the printer. Print from main. Prepare. Preheat. PLA. Alright, that's preheating. Bring you over here. Quality, standard, wall. I guess walls ain't going to matter because the infill is going to be 100%. Material. Print at 215. No, let's just do 220. And then build plate temperature. I'll leave it there. Cooling. Have the fan on. Build plate adhesion. I still want raft. And that made a weird noise. Stick this in the printer. Refresh. There's the file. Alrighty. And then as that ends up comes out, starts printing, I'll get rid of these things and I'll go ahead and place those other standoffs in their correct location. Shit. Stop print. The one thing I did not do yet. Go back and it just, I don't know what made me think about this. Ungroup everything. I want you. Actually, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. We're going to hide this one. Everything else can be as one. I'll explain why in a second. Let me go back to screen capture. Simply because my other pieces are longer. These are 25 millimeter, and this piece here is only 20 millimeter. So this thing here as one solid unit, I need my height to be 25. That's the part that I forgot. Now we're gonna unhide everything again. Shift, shift, shift. Hide those. Hide this box. Hide that box because I really don't need it. I'm gonna temporarily hide. Shit, that's one solid unit, so I can't. Okay, so that thing there is way down there. So the height is 27. We're going to bring it up and kind of split the difference. So 25, 26, 27. So I should just be at -1. -1. Enter. That way, because the circle itself is 27 millimeters, minus the height of the object that we're cutting out is 25 millimeters. 27 minus 27 millimeters minus 25 millimeters, 2 millimeters left over. So I'm going to have a millimeter on top, millimeter on the bottom. So that explains the -1. So now I could technically group those together. That'll put the hole right there in the center. I'm glad I thought about that. And now I can export this as an STL. Then we're going to open up that file. We're going to get rid of the first one. There's the second one there, coming in now. I'll bring that over here. And now everything else should be the same. See, now this one here is actually 25 millimeters for my Z height, which is my height here. There we go. I don't know how you guys do this shit. I would be so lost. Johnny Blaze, the reason why I'm using Tinkercad is because it is the simplest. You think this one's complicated? No, you should see some of the other ones. This right here, what you're looking at now, this is the program that controls and creates your G code for your 3D printer. So basically, you have a 3D designing program to create the 3D part that you need. Once you create the part that you need to the specifications that you desire, then you have to save that file. Then you take that file and import it into, I'm using Cura Ultimaker. Then it takes that STL file and then converts it over to a G code. You save the G code onto onto the little micro SD card. Then you stick the shit in the back in the printer. Me, let's see here. Print from TF. Refresh. That one. Tune. Nozzle temp. I'm going to bring it up to 220. I'm just going to bring it up to 220 manually just to get it started faster. I would love to have this sumbitch just hooked right into my network. Where I could just hit a button on Cura and say save to Ender 5 or save to Ender 3, either one of them. And then it just automatically just puts the file in there, and then I have the option to print the file. That would be amazing. But at the same time, I would also like one of those cars that drive themselves. I would like one of them. I'd like a lot of shit. There's a lot of things that I would like. I would like to have more time in a day where I wouldn't feel guilty about not having the time to reach out to friends and say, hey, it's been a while since we've chatted. How have you been? Like tonight. Yeah, what you said, I got it now. That was fucking perfect. No, you wouldn't. Moving a file over keeps printing without hiccups. You never otherwise failed print. Wasted time filming. Holy shit. Guys, we have been graced with the presence of somebody. We're gonna, I don't need this open anymore. We're gonna do something a little crazy here. Alright. We're gonna do something really crazy. Just because this individual called me at the worst of times earlier, and I didn't call back. Well, hold on, let's see here. We're gonna enter a number. All right, we're gonna make a phone call. This sumbitch better answer his phone.
Yo, yo.
What's up, fucker?
What's up, buddy?
You know who this is?
Huh?
You know who
Being
this? Yes, it is. Yeah, This is my number that I call Brock Lee on. Because it comes up in Indiana, not Michigan.
Yeah, well, the video call, or the number sucks. It's killing me.
The number
I'm hearing you like 15 times.
Oh, because you're hooked into my speaker and it's echoing back and forth. But I just wanted to call you and say, hey.
Oh.
And now,
what's good, brother?
Not a whole lot. You're live. You're live on YouTube right now.
Well, I hope it don't sound like what I'm hearing.
Nah, I don't think it will. It's coming through the desktop audio. It's right into I'm calling you from the computer, needless to say, and I'm looking at the speaker like you're sitting right there. But you gonna be up for a little while?
Yeah, I'll be up for a bit.
All right, I'll call you as soon as I'm done with this. All right,
man.
I'll see you back in the stream.
Good.
Guys, we have been graced with the presence of 2 scoops of crazy. I can't believe that. And there you guys heard him. You heard him live. I've never done that. I've never called somebody live on doing a live stream. So here's what we got going on. The Ender 5 is in the middle of. Let me change this back here so we know which printer we're looking at. Oh, not percent, number 5. Done. Let's change that. There we go. Ender 5. This is one of the printers that I won from 2 Scoops of Crazy. So right now we are actually making that file that we just did on the computer just a couple seconds ago. So we're gonna see what, how this comes out. We're gonna see how it looks, how it fits. I've already put the back 2 standoffs on. So it's pretty much ready to go. I just can't believe. I wonder if this thing would have just fit right in here if I would have just said fuck it and just put the original size standoffs on here. It probably would have. And then if that would have worked, if that would have worked, then I could have just said screw everything and just put this thing right in the air tonight. But that would have just been way too easy. So I'm just trying to put the original mounts in the correct place just to see if, yeah, I could have just, fuck. Let me bounce over to the other view. Let's look at the desk again. But yeah, I could have just put that right. Oh, I mean, the camera's at too high of an angle, but that's pretty much how it would have been. But obviously, like I said, I mean, there's a good 10-inch difference, 10-inch or 10-millimeter difference, in good 10-millimeter difference in the height of the original standoffs and these carbon fiber camera mounts. So, and I just don't want it that high. I just don't want it that tall. Like I said, technically I could go a little bit lower. I could probably still shave off maybe an easy 5 millimeters, easily 5 more millimeters, just to slam it down that much more. But really, let's see here. Literally, that's 5 millimeters right there. I mean, that's really not much of a difference. Probably could have went 7 millimeters like it was actually reading, but yeah, I could have probably taken 8 off of it, so maybe a 17 millimeter, but it's all good. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see Mr. Two Scoops of Crazy in here. The only man that I know that has never ever put a single video on YouTube and has over 100 followers. I don't think that's ever been done. I mean, I think the sumbit should have a plaque just for that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, you guys, right now, the Ender 5 is in the process of printing this right now. That's going to be for the front camera. After I'm done with the front camera, then I have to print out that Vista cage for the back, but the Vista cage will also hold the CADX Vista unit. It'll hold the CADX Vista camera, or not camera, excuse me, the antenna, as well as my Crossfire style antenna for the radio transmitter. So, but that's gonna all be one whole piece in together. So, but yeah, like I said, once this is done, I mean, I could stick it on the other printer and just start printing it in a different color, but no, not gonna go through all that. Then I gotta, yeah. So, but man, I can't believe it. I'm just like I'm so super excited. When I looked over and seen that light blue, when I seen the light blue Stream Ninjas logo, I was just like, wait, that's fucking Sean. Sean's in here. So, wait, what did I miss? I need to make what? Wait, that's good. Not much. Yeah, I should make him a trophy. I'll make him a trophy. Work. Yes, he does need to make 2 scoops one. Well, hell, Vicious is the one with all the printers. I mean, hell, he could make him a nice fucking plaque. Dude, Sean, man, that's nuts. 6 days a week, 12-hour days. Hell, I'd offer. Hell, I'll come to work with you. Hell, I need work. This is what I'm doing. Mandel, guys. I'm just gonna hang out in here so you guys can keep chatting with Mr. Sean Mandel. I think my next project that I'm gonna put up here on the bench after I get done with this one here. Oh, I don't want to lose this. I mean, I got more of them, but it's just you never want to lose little pieces of hardware. So, but aside from this, once I get this thing here built, I'll tell you what. One of you guys that are in here, Johnny Blaze, Vicious, I'm gonna end up posting it. I'll post it somewhere. If one of you guys want to take the time and spend $5 plus shipping on AliExpress, I'll provide all of the links in the optimized drone. No, maybe I shouldn't do it in the optimized drone for what I'm thinking. I will place the giveaway somewhere. I will do a giveaway for this frame. Granted, it does not have the upper plate, but if somebody wants the frame, they want to enter a giveaway that I'll hold live, or I'll live stream the giveaway. If they want to spend the $5 in shipping to get the upper plate, the upper plate should include the camera mount, but here's the downside to the camera mount. It's a Hero 5 mount, and this is why I'm thinking doing this. I'm trying to pull off that last little piece of whatever the hell that shit is. Shrink tubing. Here, let me go over here for just a second. Okay, if somebody wants to be part of a giveaway for this bottom plate frame, I will hydro dip this with my film. This film here. I will hydro dip the bottom of this. And the reason why I'm saying I will hydro dip the bottom of this frame with this film is because the top plate's really not going to be seen anyways. Because you figure, this is the front right here, okay? The front is up here where my index finger is. So you figure the reason why I'm suggesting this, or thinking this, you got a Hero 5, perfect. Your battery's going to sit roughly here, so that's the space that it's taking up. The camera mount, or what is that? The Hero Session mount, it's gonna just from knowing and seeing where these side plates are, I might have those here somewhere. I will have to look. I might have that whole assembly for it that goes in here, and I might have that. But you figure once the Hero, here's a Hero 4, but once that Hero 4 is up here, it sits roughly like this. Okay. So if you butt your battery right up to the back of the battery, it's roughly at that angle, and that's how much of it is, of the top plate is exposed. You don't have much of the top plate after that. I mean, you literally have back here just that last like maybe inch. So your back plate's going to be completely hidden, or the top plate's going to be completely hidden by your battery and camera mount. But I'll hydro dip this. I'd rather hydro dip one of Gank's frames as a whole frame. I'm just messing with you. And you. Johnny Blaze, why aren't you on Facebook anymore? Too much drama, I bet you. I bet it was too much drama. That's why you ain't on Facebook no more. I'm just messing with you. And you should know I have a 5. I just, dude. Shit. Just. I should know. But needless to say, I'll hydro dip this. I'll clean it up. I'll hydro dip it. I'll clear coat it. I'll probably put like 10. They're just rattle cans of spray paint, but I'll put like 10 coats of clear coat over the top of the hydro dip, and I'll have to figure out what size standoffs. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's got like a weird size too, and I'll find those standoffs because I'm sure I have them. Matter of fact, I know I have them because when I did the spray paint dip on this one here, it was on those standoffs, but they're standard sizes. I think they're like 20 millimeter. And if not, I'll get a hold of some 20 millimeter and I'll make sure you get those. But spend you win it, spend $5. That'll be my first giveaway. Like I said, I'd rather do a complete frame. I got a newer phone and never downloaded it because there's just too much drama and bullshit. Yeah, dude, I don't use Twitter. Just for the simple fact, I don't do Twitter just for the simple fact it's too political. There's too much political drama on Twitter. TikTok, yeah, that's a whole separate entity. But yeah, I wait till my notifications on my phone hit like 150, then I'll go through them and just look at everything and then clear everything out. Hell, my nephew had a son, and I was like 2 weeks late on saying congratulations. I felt like shit. But I figure if somebody wanted me to know, they should have picked up the phone to call me. That's my outlook. But that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and you know what? I'm not going to say what color dip I'm going to use. I have two different patterns of hydro dip up there in that box. Just right up there. And it'll be hydro dipped. I'm not going to send the motor guards that they came with. I shouldn't say that they came with. I'm not going to use the motor mounts that I bought, that I used with that, just because these were the motor protectors or the motor skids, whatever. They're really not even skids because they didn't even touch the ground. But when I did my EL wire kit, I used a hot soldering iron to put holes in it to run the EL wire through, and they just look like shit now. So, garbage can, garbage can, garbage can, garbage can. Hopefully that's not where my upper plate went. I've already looked in there, by the way. But yeah, I'd love to take one of Gank's frames. I'd love to take one of his frames and dip it. I want to buy one so bad, but just not in a financial position. But I'd love to take one of his frames and hydro dip it for a giveaway. But it is what it is. Maybe him and I'll talk. I don't know. Who knows? But guys, I do want to get inside. It's almost 11 o'clock p.m. my time. Let's check on this here one more time. That is in the process of being printed right now. That is going to be the camera mount. After that camera mount's done, it's at 4%, so I got a little ways to go. So I'll probably come back out here at midnight, and I will take this file, import this over to Ultimaker Cura, and I'll go ahead and get that thing printed. Actually, let's see here. Export STL. Let's open it up and let's see here. I'm going to guess this thing's going to take 3 hours. because probably 4 hours, simply because I'm gonna have to use some supports and other things just to help it. Support. I'm just gonna click on it right now because I know it's gonna need it. I can see the red. I can see the red right here. Where the red is showing, it's saying that these are the areas where the support is going to be needed. They're definitely going to be, you know, around in different areas. So this is the bottom that you're seeing. The light blue represents no support. That is the actual bottom, flat bottom of the print itself. The red is everywhere where it needs supports greater than 50 degrees. I'm actually going to change this to 45. If I can type, reslice it, it's gonna probably put up some more red once it's done. The supports are basically, I gotta know which one are you looking at? Johnny Blaze, what do you mean? Which one am I looking at? Okay, so that one's not going to take 4 hours. It's going to take 3 hours and 30 minutes. It had to be right in the fucking middle. But yet, basically, what it's going to do is it will create a support everywhere, like all of that stuff on the outside. It's a tree. So basically, like a tree would be. Let me zoom in a little further. Scoot you over. All right. So basically, instead of, I'll show you the different types of supports. You have normal. So if I slice it now, this is your normal supports. It builds off of the piece itself. So these cutouts that are in here, these light blue, you can see that the CADX Vista thing is somewhat hollowed, so the air can still get to it. Oh, dude, I don't know. I want the Necromancer, but I want the 10-inch Necromancer, just because you figure a quad of that size, a 10-inch quad, and all that dip pattern real estate to, you know, to put a dip on. I think it would just look absolute, like right now. Putting a dip on this. Let's go to my desk. Okay. Putting a hydro dip on this would be almost pointless. Just because the simple fact that you guys know what color it is. You guys see the pattern, the spray paint pattern. But it would be pointless to hydro dip this thing because it has narrow arms. You know, the arms aren't fat at all. And I have an upper plate that the battery is going to hide the majority of. You know? So with it just sitting there, when it goes zooming by you, when it goes blowing by you however fast, you're not really going to see the bottom. You can't see the pattern on the top. You'll see some of the pattern, you know, even when it's just sitting. When it's just sitting there, the only spots you're really going to see the pattern is on the sides of the arms all the way around. And then a small portion of the upper plate. You know, so like legitimately, it would be pointless to hydro dip this frame. That's why I did the spray paint dip. It was quicker, faster, easier, and cheaper. But you figure a 10-inch Necromancer, that is a lot of arm. That is a lot of space to be exposed, just to say the least. But yeah, I mean, if I'll talk to Dan and just say, hey, I'd like to hydro dip one of your frames, and do maybe that's what I'll do before I do the Astro, or before I do that Astro X, or that, what is that Nova, Schizo Nova frame that I just mentioned earlier, the white one. Before I even hydro dip that, I will talk to Genk, and I think that's what I'll do. I'll do a hydro dip. I mean, that would be almost as pointless as taking... I mean, I think it would look cool. It would look cool as shit. Let's go to me zoomed in. The God remix. It's a 3-inch. I think it would look cool as hell. But legitimately, how much of it? Legitimately, how much of it would you see? I mean, you figure once your motor wires come down the arm, you'll see it up here, here. You know, some of it on the actual frame itself. You'll see the complete bottom, but you know, when you go zinging by somebody, you don't see the bottom. You know, nobody sees it. You can't see it. But then you have the upper cage of the remix. You know, so you'll see it. You'll see the dip on the side. You'll see it somewhat on the 1 millimeter. Is it 1 millimeter? I think. I mean, not that it matters, but okay, 2 millimeter. The 2 millimeter thickness of the upper cage. You'll see it on this spot here. You know, all along there. Like I said, you'll see it on the sides. I probably would not dip the inside of the cage, just so the pattern don't bleed into, but visually bleed into the other side. Kind of similar to, I'll grab these two. Okay. Similar to the, this was the 3D printed one, the 3D printed Obsession that I did. Now you could see the white on the outside here. But then on the inside, you see it's 3 layers. Okay? So when you look at the side of it, you can see that there's a difference. So the white's not bleeding in. The white from here is not bleeding into the purple that's over here. It's separate. Yeah, this thing was all 100% 3D printed because I love the Obsessions. I love how they fly. It's pretty much just a wall piece at this piece with some electronics in it that I haven't taken the electronics out. Here's another example. Here's my Obsession. This is the one that I love flying. Okay, so you guys can see up here, there's the hydro dip pattern there, but then I did not hydro dip anything on the metal frame in the back over here, so it didn't bleed through as far as coloring. But it's, you know, when it comes to hydro dipping, there are some extra factors that you want to take in when it comes to hydro dipping. You know what? Johnny, what do you think about this? This is a... I am legitimately going to have to turn on my transmitter just to see... Oh, Z's. Z's Capish. Z-E-E-Z Capish. That's what this one here is. Carbon fiber, color changing. The only downside is the bottom, it did the hydro dip did not stick to it for whatever reason. I don't know. It stuck to one of them, but it didn't stick to the others. But I chose the pink TPU simply because at certain angles the pink is visible. And it I think the pink TPU brings out the... You're talking about this thing here? You like this one? I custom did the back at a TPU. Oh, and if you look at it, it has gold standoffs on it. The gold standoffs are too tall. I need to take those off and put the other ones back on it the right size, and yeah. And then I need to trim some off. I need to trim some of the TPU off of the gold. But to hide the bottom TPU helps protect the battery when your motor screws and everything are in it. But I did it this way to kind of just give it more color. Like you can see the TPU up top. It just kind of pops through just to kind of just to say, hey, I'm here. That's all that really is. The top TPU has nothing other than just like a color factor. That's the only purpose of it. Plus it's a little bit of a bumper around the carbon fiber for the upper plate. But it's just like here I can almost push it. You can see I'm pushing it down off of the. It's hard to see that way. But needless to say, maybe this thing here will be my giveaway. Don't know. I will figure out something. I'm gonna figure out something. But you know, you can see the couple places that I've crashed up here. You know, it's not perfect. It's still trying to like focus in on me, and I'm not wanting it to. But you could see a couple of imperfections from where I crashed it. I seen the crash, or I crashed and I seen the chips. Threw another coat of clear coat over it and did that. But needless to say, it's a nice frame. The only thing I don't like about it is like what I was talking about earlier with the propellers. Let's go back down to the desk and I'll show you the props. There's one. Here's another. Like how I was saying that the propellers aren't going to be very visible in this build here. Now, if you look at, remember how I was saying that it's more of like a smushed in X as opposed to a stretched X. I'm trying to center it directly on top of the other one by using the center of the frame itself. Okay. Now I will try to. Okay. All right. So now you can see the difference. These props here, in the video of this one here with my camera, I would actually see my fucking prop nuts. I would see the prop nuts in the view with the camera way back here. That's how much prop I would see in this view, or on here, and I did not like it. You would never see any of the props, and that's you see what I did there. All I did was just spin it 90 degrees. So to me it says these frames are very similar, except there's a dissimilarity about them. Obviously, you have front on this side, rear on this side, right side, left side, and it's just absolutely long. And let me tell you, the roll ability in this one here is just absolutely insane. So, with these electronics that came out of here originally, the roll without changing any rates or any of that, the pitch ability and front flip, back flip on this one here, yeah, it is an extreme amount, a lot of prop that I would see in there. As a matter of fact, I know I have videos of it. I'm just looking right. Is that the no? Videos, playlists. Do I have a playlist with just the Z's Capish? Budget, live stream, daily, play all 6, use smile down. Nope, not there. I know I have video of it. I just don't know exactly right where. I mean, it's all my videos in one spot. I'm just looking for. Bingo, right here. Hey, look, that fucking asshole's live again during my live. But yeah, you can see how much prop is actually... Oh, this was done during one of the Lights Out live stream. I forgot about that. During the show, I took this video, edited out, and yeah, did this. But guys, I mean, that's just, to me, that is just... Oh my god, gap flying with this thing here? Be good for close flying? Yes. The gap flying, I mean, dude, you'd fit through any fucking thing with this. You know, but that's, you know, I'm not like, that's just not me. That's not my flying there. But it flies amazing. It flies amazingly. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I even have... Okay, you've already seen how much prop is there. Okay. I don't have a pink one. I don't have any more pink. But, because I use Vista for all of my video and everything, I take the DVR, or I take the DVR footage right out of the goggles, and I don't run a session. I don't run a GoPro on any of my quads. But in the event that I ever did, look at the bottom, look at the shape. Right there. I could even throw in a session mount. Or not a session, that's a full-size GoPro mount. Right there on the top. It's red, but oh well. I mean, you know, so there's possibilities. So there is going to be a giveaway coming. I'll just leave that right there. I'll just leave that right there. On your guys' screen, it's going to be in the upper... That one right there. I'll just leave that GoPro right there. Or the GoPro thingy. But yeah, I mean, so there's possibilities on what I could do. But yeah, it's great. This thing here is going to be amazing. Fast gaps on that one there. Really tight, low gaps. I don't think that'll do very good because it's longer. So as you're flying, I'm going to use this as an example as that one there for the stretch design. So if you're going fast, it's longer up and down. So at that same pitch, hold on, I'm just going to try and spin it at that pitch. I'm going to be more narrow that way. See what I mean? It's longer, it's taller. Yeah, so... But I don't fly through a lot of shit like that. So, but guys, I am gonna get out of here. It is 10 minutes after 11 p.m. Fuck, that means it's midnight. I can't call Sean. I'm not calling Sean tonight. Sean, if you're still watching this, dude, it's too fucking late. I can't call you this late at night. It's past midnight your time, bud. I will have to call you tomorrow. If you ever want to sell it, let me know. Love the way it. You love the way it likes? Johnny Blaze, Mr. Dale. Is there something you want to tell us? No, I'm just kidding. I see what it says. Yeah. So as this thing here, as this is finishing out, as this thing finishes out, it was giving me roughly around midnight-ish. I'm at 18%, so it might be a little after midnight. Once that's done, then once that is done, I will come out here and I will start this other one. You love the way it looks. I knew what you meant. So, but yeah, I will go ahead and, the fuck was I saying? Oh, but when this thing finishes up, then I'll come out here and I will start on the Cadex holder, antenna holder, mount to the quad thing, because like I said, the only thing I don't like about this is there's no 20 by 20 screw holes in the back. And you know, I probably could have. Nope, I couldn't have. It just don't line up right as I'm looking at this. I could have got 2 screw holes in the back. Well, I'm an idiot. I probably could have put 2 screw holes in the back of this thing, just in the very back here by the standoffs, and I could have been fine if I would have just popped 2 holes in the back plate. But if you've ever drilled through carbon fiber, your drill bits drift. Sometimes the holes don't end up exactly where you want them to be. But that's okay. I'll just print it. I'll be done with it by doing it. It'll be done by doing it that way. It'll be, yeah. So, I don't know. Now I'm thinking. Because technically, if I put those holes in the very back, if I do drill those holes, even though I don't have to put 2 holes, let's go back to my desk view. Hopefully you guys will see what I'm talking about here. Okay, I am going to use this little Allen key here. Okay, technically right here is a screw hole. Like literally, you guys can see it went all the way through. It went through the whole of the Vista. But if you look at where it's at, I don't know if I'd be able to get away with that. Where if I put those holes right down in the corner, technically the Vista, if I put 2 back here, screwed them down, or screwed that down through the holes, and then maybe put a small washer on the back side of the screw, I mean, technically, that little groove right there, well, let me see. I'm trying to do this to where you guys can still see it on this shitty-ass camera. But you can kind of see a little bit more. You can see the screw right there. So if I took that and it would be jammed up in that actual corner to help hold. I'm gonna use a different level of thinking here. I don't have a. Okay, this. You guys can see this. So if this was the hole, and I'm going to use the webbing of my finger. So if it dropped down and it was stuck in that corner to where, well, I guess it would be more or less like this. You know what I mean? The screw would not be able to shift forward. The Vista wouldn't be able to shift forward and then become loose. It would more or less be stuck in that position. That might work. And then I could just go with what I got right now. But that would be a matter of taking the drill bit and just going straight through where it's supposed to be, right where it's supposed to be, just to make the drill marks, just to get the marking correct, moving the Vista out of the way, finishing the drill process, finish drilling out the hole, and hope like hell that that's where it's supposed to be. But I could use 1 screw, I'm putting the screws through it right now just to kind of see if that will allow me the correct positioning without having to fiddle back and forth. Oh, protect that thing at all costs. That could work. What do you say? You want to be part of this? Too big. It's the right size, but it's still a little too big. I mean, that would be that would be the precision. That would be the more or less final What's that? Don't know what's hanging off of that. Okay. I'm just test fitting the hole right now. I mean, worst case scenario, this is what I have to do. Is this little itty bitty one. Damn, I'm sending you tools with handles. No, dude, I don't want tools with handles. I like the Allen keys. Everybody always messes with me about my tools that I use. Because the second one of the Allen heads strip out, I just go right over to the Harbor Freight and tell them, hey, this one's stripped out, and then they give me another one. Okay. That one's too tight of a fit. I'm not going to try that one. Yep, it's going to be that little itty bitty small one. Alright, what can I drill on? Think we could you think we could do this without fucking shit up? Because remember, all I have to do is mark the holes with the Vista unit in place where it needs to be. The drill fell out. The drill bit fell out. Maybe I didn't have it in there all the way, or I didn't have it in there all the way. Alright. Okay, so push it back. That's it there, is it? Make sure. Check twice. Double check it once. I'm going all the way through. Fuck it. I still need that because I think that drill bit is not the because the what do you call it, that was just like a starter hole for the next size. Alright. Where's that other screw at? I must have already taken it out. Okay. I gotta put this down here like this. Okay. Sorry, it's a little off camera. Okay, where's the other? Right there. Why can't I just ever do like a 2-hour live video? There we go. Now, do I want to? Yes, I do. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Start the screw. Alright, this is where the little bit of a pain in the nutsack comes in. Well, I guess I can move that, shuffle that out of the way for a second. I'm trying to put one of them little rubber dampeners in between the Vista unit and the what is that thing called? The carbon fiber frame. Okay, so there's one. Here's another. Okay. Alright, so those are there. So now I think I just need to take these, because these ones are just going to slide up in place. So I can kind of just get those close. I can start the holes in the back. Okay, that one's there. That one's in the right spot. That one's already in the right spot. And then you. Okay, I'm wondering if I should have did the front ones first. Yep. Okay, that actually worked. I'm stuck. Oh. Now this here reminds me of, this is exactly. Does it? Yeah, it is almost. It is. You're right. This right now, this almost reminds me, because it's like the lack of space to move stuff around. I almost feel like I'm working on a 20 by 20 right now. Okay, so now I just have that other one over here. So there's that, there's that. I wonder if I can just... Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm dropping the grommet, or that little rubber spacer, and trying to tuck it in there first. Oh, that worked out a lot better. Ah! But then that popped out. Wait, I can still get it. There. Okay. No, there's no washer. Alright, so you know what? This means that this thing is going to get built, or be completed tonight. So tomorrow I can do a maiden flight video for you guys. Alright. And then I don't have to print any more parts either. Okay, so now I got to just put the two little rubber, and I'm putting the little rubber spacers on the top as well. When I say rubber spacers, I'm referring to these little things here. They're like the little O-rings. I'm putting these on the top as well, because the screws, or the nuts that I put on these, they are not lock nuts. They are just regular, just threaded nuts. But they're super small. Like right now, I'm using like 1 millimeter hardware. Or no, 1.5 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter hardware. But the purpose of the rubber grommet on there is not necessarily for vibration control, but it's more or less for what would you call that? To stop, like to almost use as a lock nut. It helps prevent once I squish it down. It helps prevent that nut from turning. I do this with just about all of my Vista units. All 4 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, I forget. But it don't allow them to bounce around or loosen up. But I do check it periodically from maybe not every single flight, maybe not every other flight, but when I do remember. But it definitely prevents them from coming loose and just, not that they can really go anywhere, but it's 9 times out of 10 they're in a position, or they're in a spot where it's like this one here. Could I have flown this without drilling the hole and doing exactly what I just did? Alright, there you go. Obviously you can tell that that there is not a screw hole there. It just basically the corner of that screw is just wedged down in this. The edge of the screw is wedged down in the corner of that CNC cutout for the carbon fiber. But it can't shift around because those are solid screw holes, not slotted. So, and Johnny, that's the whole purpose about these live videos. It's like, hell, you might have I might be sitting here just completely fucking stumped, and what do I do about this, or what do I do about that? And you might have came across somebody else's video, and you were able to say, hey, try this. Or, hey, this might be a good idea. You might have insight. Woo, almost lost my monitor. Or my keyboard. You might have some insight to something that I hadn't seen or I hadn't even known about. So, but yes, I will have another project, because we like fucking building shit. I was going to try and take an autonomous drone, and it's 100% autonomous, almost like a Mavic is. You tell it here, go there, and it does it, and it comes back to you. It has the follow me mode and everything. I was going to take one of those style drones and build a bigger version of what it was supposed to be. One of these. This is a ghost drone. The landing gear on this thing broke. Let me go to just me. I'm not going to do a zoomed in version. Alright, hold on. Please hold. This is a ghost drone VR 2.0. There's a camera gimbal that sits on the bottom of this thing, and no matter how it flies, the camera does exactly what my hand's doing. It don't move. It stays locked in with the horizon the entire time. There is no controller to this drone. There's no remote control. It's all phone app based. You tell it to go here, do this, it does it. It's got all the follow me modes. It's got the orbit mode. It's got the loiter mode. So if I just want to just have it just sit in one spot, it'll stay there. It's got the, waypoint mode, where I can put in 100 freaking spots for it to fly around in, and it goes and does it and then comes back to me. It's all GPS based. I broke the leg. You can't buy replacement pieces for these. You just have to buy a whole brand new one and take this one and just whatever. So basically, I ended up gutting this thing. The only thing that's still in here is the GPS. But Get in there. All right. Had to use my third hand, not my third leg. So I took this apart and I put it on here. The arms are, they're for easy transportation. Listen, they lock in place and then they unlock for easy transport, because transporting it the way that it was just now is going to be a hell of a lot easier than transporting it like this. So basically I have taken this and done that. You can see the size difference, obviously. Extending the motor wires is just basically just extending them, putting a fucking extension cord in between them, but I'm just going to solder them. I'm running into complications with the battery because these batteries that goes in this thing, it's a smart battery. There's something on the inside of the battery cells that send information to the front computer. Hold on. I'll show you one of the batteries. There's something in this battery. It's a 4-cell battery. This is a 4-cell 4500 mAh. Okay? Each one of these cells, inside of the cell, there's something that sends a signal up to this piece up here, and it is actually it is a smart battery. There's a LCD screen on this thing and everything. But that's how it monitors the voltage. I'm not going to be able to get that out of one of the lipos, so I have to figure out a way to. I was going to have to figure out a way to take this battery or a battery and end up putting a. Let me set this frame down. Oh, the crazy thing is, this carbon fiber frame is lighter than that plastic frame there. But needless to say, I was going to have to solder XT60 plug up here, and then try and do the same thing with these little points that are down here. There's 1, 2, 3 different points, and that's what the drone reads the readout of the battery. So I was going to have to put like a what do they call the white plug on our drone batteries. I was going to put a male and female end from like a 2-cell battery. Female side on here, male side is obviously on our batteries. Charging port. But I can't get the readout from the inside of those cells. So I'm going to take this thing apart, or I'm going to probably end up taking the electronics off of this and take my F550 hexacopter apart and turn the hexacopter into a quadcopter and use that for videography. But guys, these are 9-inch props. God, look at how much room I still have. So, but that's going to be my next project that I want to tackle and get knocked off of my to-do list. So, where am I at? 42%. That means I still have a lot of percent left to go. So, but once that's done, I'll get all this stuff mounted. I'll get the camera put in place. Next time you see this quad, it will be lit up. It will be in the air. I mean, I could technically light it up right now. Why is that one there so much smusheder than the rest of them? I don't even know if that's a fucking word. It's so much smusheder. Or is these ones just not smushed enough? I'm looking at my at the electronics mounting hardware right now, and they're not, it didn't look even. I mean, I'll reconfigure it before I put it in the air just to make sure it's all level, but I never understood that. You reconfigure it in Betaflight. You know, you go through in the configuration, I think it's configuration, one of the tabs, it's one of the first ones where it shows like the level of the drone. But where does that matter? Oh wait, never mind. I just thought about it. When you're maximum arming of the quad. So when you're in turtle mode and all that shit, so your quad can't arm when it's on an incline like this. Unless you enable the starting line mode or whatever the hell that is. But yeah. But that's it, guys. I guess I could put these on because those can go there now. I just got to move the motor wire. Doop, done. Put you in place. Put you in place. Oh! I mean, I technically don't need it to fly. Landing skids. I just have to make sure I land in the yard. And then I'll have to get those printed. I think I'm just gonna print the ones that I just have to screw in the bottom that don't really wrap around the whole everything. Yeah, I'll just print the ones that go on the bottom. But it's weird seeing the bottom the way that it is. You know, with the whole that piece there. But I had to because of the motors. It's gonna be interesting to fly this thing tomorrow and hopefully not see any propellers. So God, I hope I don't. I hope I don't fall in love with this thing. Let's get rid of that. I don't need neither one of those windows open anymore. Well, guys, for those of you guys that have been watching, I am going to take off. I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, next time you guys see this drone, oh no, there's going to be a project before the bigger one. I'm converting the remix. I'm shaving off all of this weight. Bear with me. I'm shaving off all of this weight, and that is a total of 1, 2. Ooh. Hold on. Please hold. Fuck. I could have used those standoffs. Anyways. Who knows? Maybe those standoffs will work on the something else. I don't know. But I'm going to shave off all of this weight off of a 3-inch quad. And I am I take that back. I'll hold off on the cutting process. But the electronics that are going to go on my 3D... The electronics that are on my 3D printed drone are going to come off. They're going to go back onto here where they originally were. I only took them off just to see if the damn thing would fly. I am going to put those back onto here, put the camera on, and I am going to make some kind of a maybe 3D printed something that kind of something. I don't know. I'll have to look at canopies. Like 3-inch canopy. What do you? There. Yeah. Let's go back and let me see here. Tinkercad. Thingiverse. CANOPY. Let's do 3-inch. 3 canopy. Oh shit, that should have been 2 words. Not seeing a lot of what I'm looking for. I mean, there's some stuff. Let's try drone canopy. That's a little cute. Kind of, but this is similar to what I'm looking at. Or similar to what I'm thinking of. This one here, pickle pod. What the fuck is a pickle pod? Just something to protect the. See, this thing here looks like it's for like a small something like this here. I need something that's going to be a little bit longer, because it's going to have to help hide the Vista unit, help mount the camera on, and almost like this. Just something silly, stupid. Maybe I'll... Oh, perfect, right there. What is this thing? What is this? Is this a 3D printed drone? X-frame. Because see, that looks like carbon fiber, but I mean, hell, you could 9 files. Canopy, back XT60, motor protector, because there's left side, right side. Yep. Capacitor, thick capacitor, DDC, yeah, and then a mortal holder, which is like your crossfire or your, in my case, R9mm, and then a canopy shell. I mean, I kind of like that, but that would be, I mean, that's pretty much what I need. That would be pretty much what I need right there, probably just stretched out a little bit. But yeah, something very similar to this. This looks like it only mounts in the front. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, it'll take some looking around, and what the fuck is that? Looks like a manta ray. There. Oh, it won't let me do the other view. Or will it let me here? Nope. Sometimes it will let me do the 3D look around it thingy. But yeah, that would be perfect right there. Something for the camera. Something to help hide the electronics, help protect the electronics. And obviously the Vista unit. Alright, I'm getting out of here. So, but yeah, I got some projects that I'd like to, you know, continue tinkering with, but I mean, hell, I could be stupid about it and just, see, to me that thing just weighs too much. Maybe I'll mount everything and put everything on here and see how it flies with it just that way. Just fly it around, line of sight, and I don't know. We'll see. I may change my mind tomorrow, but I'm going to get out of here. I want to go inside and play some Call of Duty for a little bit. I'm halfway done, so I'll be back out here in a little bit to finish putting this thing together. And besides that, I'm going to take off. Ending. This stream is going to be ending soon, fellas. Folks. Peoples. There's that. Ah! There. I need a big piece of this. A bigger piece. That would make more sense. If I had it... Let me see here. Zoomed in desk. One last thing. I mean, I got the lights that are above that give the reflection right through here. But, oh wow, that was like perfect with my finger. That was amazing. That's what she said, by the way. But it would... I think a bigger piece of this it would be decent, because I think it shows the quad a lot better. I'm gonna do something just real quick. Oh nope, go back. Control Z. I just want video capture device. All right, I want to see how nasty this thing's gonna look if... Okay, maybe that's a little too big. Ah, come back over here. I don't know. I think maybe that's not a bad... Because then to me that says that you guys can see that a lot clearer. But I don't want to zoom in too far to where it loses the... How could I say it? Where it loses... Yeah, you guys are watching me do this all live right now. That's alright. Wouldn't be the first time I've done something like this. But I don't want it to lose the, you know, lose how it looks and appears. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to be zoomed in so far to where it looks like shit. You know, obviously this camera here is not going to be as great quality as some of these other people's cameras for them doing projects such as this. But backwards. There we go. But yeah. Anyways, let's go back. Because this here just means I'm that much closer to going inside and playing some Call of Duty. I have R9. I have a R9 module. I don't use it. Now, when you say R9 module, I will hold for this. Are you referring to the R9? You can see it. Oh wait, no, wrong way. You can see it up in this screen where I'm talking about, right up over here. Are you referring to like this, like the R9 transmit? No, receiver. Are you referring to the receiver, or are you referring to the R9 module here? I will wait for Mr. Blaze's comment. Unfortunately, it's going to be like fucking... I think it takes roughly 8 to 9 seconds for him to hear the question, and then it takes like 30 seconds to get all the way back to me. That's the only downside to this. Mr. Blaze, we got to come up with a different way for the transmitter. Okay. I mean... They go bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The things occasionally do. They occasionally do go bad. And I'm not gonna lie. When I took that module out of here, I may have broke something because I double-sided taped it in here, and then put it in there. I mean, you guys can see it kind of got a little nasty. Shitty, yucky. So my wife ordered me a shell, a QX7 shell. That I completely stripped apart, and I mean, obviously you guys have seen this thing multiple different times. But yeah, I'll get a hold of you somehow. Maybe we'll have a contest. See who can get who shits out faster. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Dale, I promise. I will promise. I will try and do everything within my power, either tomorrow or Friday. Well, I take that back. It's going to be a lot easier because I just got my truck, my transmission in my truck. I just put it in this past Friday. I got it put in. I only had like 7 quarts of tranny fluid with me, and I put those 7 in, and then Saturday, I went and bought another 5 quarts, or another gallon, or whatever comes in the big thing, and I couldn't put it in on Saturday because of the rain. It was outside in the rain, and so I put it in on Sunday, and I drove my truck home Monday. So I've technically only had my truck back for like 3 days. And I mean, that's But it's been, my truck has been down for, God, for at least a month. But yeah. But yeah, we'll talk. But like I said, I will do everything within my power to get over to the post office. Shit. I just thought about something. When I did that print, from what you guys see from left to right, I never extended it out that 0.5 millimeter. But I know how I'm gonna stretch it. I already know what I'll do to stretch it out a little bit. I will take a drill bit and I will take these front 4 standoffs off. I will take a drill bit one size larger and re-drill the holes, and I'm hoping by that one size larger on this one and that one, it will give me enough room to shorten up the standoffs just as much, that little bit that I need. I'm hoping that will work. If not, then I'll take a couple of torches and torch up both ends, heat them up to let it kind of flex a little bit, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'm hoping. But we'll see. I'm not going to stop the print, because if it works, if it's going to work, I'm not going to interrupt it going to work and have to start the 3.5 hours over again. Or no, that was just 2 hours. Hour 45 minutes. So, we'll see. If it don't work when I come back out here, I'll fix it and I'll figure it out. If I have to just stretch it again and then reprint it, that's what I'll do. But, alright guys, I hate to get out of here, but I'm out. The electronics transplant, the electronics transplant, god damn, the electronics transplant was a success. Everything just basically bolted right up. Motor wires were a little bit longer, not a problem. Everything's in place. I got the Vista mounted where I don't have to 3D print another piece. The rear antenna holder, it matched with it size-wise. It matched with the Nova. So the only thing we're waiting on now is the front camera housing. So, all right, you guys take it easy. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Johnny, obviously I mentioned to you, you were in here earlier, but we got some other big crazy projects going on. Everything from a 3-inch. How big is it? What is a 3-inch classified as? I'm gonna guess this is 155 millimeter. So, but they're classified by prop size. So we have projects coming up from everything from a 3-inch project coming up. We did a 5-inch tonight, 3-inch coming up, all the way to a 14-inch project. And winter is coming, so I'll be out here a lot more this winter. So I have enough space in this area. That couch might be disappearing, who knows? But I have a lot of space in here where I can do various different projects. We're gonna do some hydro dipping this winter. We're gonna do some fun stuff. So, well, I am. You guys get to watch. So, be thoughtful. Bring your ideas. I don't know why. I just thought about something. The motors were on the wrong. The motor holes were on the wrong side of this thing. Why couldn't I have... No, then the motors would have been on the bottom. Why do the motors sit on top of the frames? And then the electronics. Why can't the electronics sit underneath to kind of help equal out the weight where you're... Well, no, because in the back... Never mind. I'm going to shut up. I got to get out of here. I want to go shoot some people on the video game. Shoot some people on the video game. Okay. Let's see here. I need to talk to you about some more prints for other drones. Definitely. Hey. We'll talk. We will definitely talk. Do you still have Facebook Messenger? Or no, was that was Jay. Somebody didn't have. Yeah, no, it was Johnny. You're the one that didn't fucking. Okay, whatever. We will talk. I knew what you meant. I knew you weren't talking about a Prince Albert. I don't print anything for Prince Alberts. So, all right, man. I'm out of here. We will talk. Ooh, don't want to do that. 65%. I'll be back in here in 35%. However long that is. All right, guys. See you as every one of you. Have a great night.